Hello, hello, and welcome to the Connecting Point. I am Dr. Marcy, your facilitator for this discussion today. This is the place where creators connect to inspire, share their ideas and stories to transform the world through raw and unedited talk. And today, audience, I am here with someone that I am meeting face to face for the very first time. And this is Dr. Samose Mays. Welcome to the Connecting Point, Doctor.
Hey, I'm honored to be here. I'm glad to be looking at you face to face and to be on this show. I don't take it lightly. Listen, I'm just honored. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Listen, neither one of us, we don't take this lightly because we know what this is. Audience, I have to tell the Connecting Point, that's the name of this platform. Well, the Connecting Point here, it was God. He just put it together. I just told Dr. Mays about it before we logged on today. He messaged me, Facebook, to send me a word of encouragement. Okay. And I thanked him. And immediately after I thanked him, God said he needed to be on the podcast. So I immediately, and he can attest to this, I immediately messaged him back, didn't I?
Hey, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I've been wanting to be on the podcast for a long time. I really have. But I was like, is she going to ask me, or you know what I'm saying? So I said, hey, I'm really.
Wow. Yeah. And also I am a part of his group that he has, Leadership and Motivation. If you're a leader or aspiring leader, you should join that group as well on Facebook. I'm sure Dr. Mays will be happy to have you. So that is the Connecting Point. This is how we hooked up this conversation today, everyone. Right. So, Doctor, can you tell the audience a little bit about who you are, where you're from, and where you are now?
I'm from a small town called Statesboro, Georgia. We have a university, Georgia Southern University. We're close to Savannah. Man, my story is a unique story, and I love telling it because if I can inspire one person, when I tell my story, I feel like I've done my job, because that one person may go on to be 10 times better than I could ever imagine I wanted to be, And I started like this. I am a 2-time college dropout. I dropped out in 1998. I dropped out in 2000. And for 9 years, I tried to prove to the world that I didn't need a degree.
Wow.
And I was so wrong. So I quit 2 full-time jobs in 2009 and got my bachelor's in 2011, master's in 2013, and my PhD in 2016. And here I am today trying to transform anybody who wants to listen. No matter what road you go down, you can always turn around.
Now, that's powerful. You can transform. It doesn't matter where you are in life. You can transform. Transform is even bigger than changing, isn't it? It's bigger than just changing. Okay.
It is, because I just want to see people do things they never thought they could do.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I am in life. That's where I am.
Well, audience, Dr. Mays here, he specializes in something that is dear to me as well, leadership. But it's not just any kind of leadership. You can have different types of leadership, but the type of leadership that he's here to talk about today is leadership that I have no problem following or submitting to, because it's leadership that is right, in my opinion, and it's transformational leadership. And so we're gonna delve a little into that so that the audience will know, what does that mean anyway? What is a transformational leader? What's a transformational leader, Dr. Mays? Can you tell the audience?
A transformational leader, the reason I love transformational leadership so much is because it basically encompasses all forms of leadership. With transformational leadership, many times you have to lead from behind. If you want a person to develop into all the potential that they can, sometimes you have to step back and let them lead. And when they get into trouble, then you come back to the front and guide them and protect them, right? Transformational leadership also involves servant leadership,
Yeah.
right? We have to serve our communities. We have to serve our families, serve our churches. We have to be willing to do things without looking for anything in return. I tell people all the time, go out today and do something nice for somebody, and don't tell anybody that you did it. Do it from the heart. So a transformational leader, I stumbled upon that leadership style by accident, because when I went back to school in 2009, I had a 0.29 GPA from all the times I dropped out before. And I remember my first semester back in college, I think I was on the dean's list or something like that. And they were like, congratulations, but you're still on academic probation, because my GPA was so low, it didn't even raise that much. And I stumbled upon transformational leadership by accident, because that's what I was doing. I was going to class. This time around, I was sitting in front of the class. This time around, I would ask questions. This time around, I didn't party. I went to the library on Friday and Saturday nights, right? This time around, I spent more time with my family. This time, I spent time doing things that were going to make me better. So I discovered transformational leadership because I was living that, right? I was transforming organically into the person I am today based on my prior mistakes. And that's why I say, no matter what road you go down, when you're ready, you can turn around.
You can turn around. You can turn around. In the world that we're living in today, we have so many leaders. And I'm saying the word, but I really don't consider them leaders if they are trying to lead from a place of an iron fist, of where they're not caring about others. I'm seeing the rise of a narcissistic leadership style in a lot of places. You may know, but I am in the field of education, like yourself. And so I have experienced so many types of leadership styles. Although it's one field of education, there are different types of leadership styles. In my 29 years of teaching, the only ones that I can say that I have been able to navigate through the profession of teaching without worry, without stress, unnecessary stress, are those leaders who exemplified the model of transitional leadership.
Right.
Why? Because they had a heart for people, passion, compassion for people.
Right.
So, Dr. Mays, what has been your experience with this transformational leadership and training others to walk in it?
When you talked about my Facebook group that I created, God came to me and said, listen, there's much work to do. If you're going to be this transformational leader, you got to take the focus off yourself. You've done a lot of great things. I've highlighted you. You need to put the focus on other people. He told me to create that page, that leadership and motivation page. And he said, I want you to create this page, and I want you to highlight people that you don't know. I want you to highlight people that you do know. I want you to highlight people that you find interesting. And anytime you see anything positive on Facebook, no matter what race they are, what background they are, if it's positive and it's going to help somebody, you need to share it. And that is how I'm helping people understand what transformational leadership is, because look where I am today. I'm on the connecting point with Dr. Marcy, and I'm here because of that page.
Because of that page, that's right.
Because of that page, and you sharing your great podcast on my page, and it's almost like when you share something to somebody's and you show somebody that that you care about what they're about, you instantly knock down a barrier and you become friends.
That's it. That's
it.
And when I think about transformational leaders, one that sticks, a current one, is President Obama, Dr. Martin Luther King. These were transformational leaders because you didn't even have to be in the room with them, but you could tell from their style that they were very influential and they cared for people.
Right.
And so do you have like some characteristics of I do, but I want to hear if yours are similar to mine. Characteristics of a transformational leader, so that those people who are leaders, and I will say this, we're all leaders in some way. You're leading your families, you're leading your friend group,
right?
You're leading on your job. It doesn't matter where you lead, but how you lead.
Right.
So can you give some characteristics of transformational leadership?
Yes, I can. I can give it to you. Listen, I study these things because I try to be a perfectionist. I'm not, but I remember being in class, maybe it was 2011, 2012, and on the board came something about interpersonal skills. And I was like, interpersonal skills, what are these interpersonal skills? And it was empathy and, active listening and caring and, just communication. It was all of these great words. And I was like, man, I say, so you equate interpersonal skills with leadership. So I said, if I work every day on improving my interpersonal skills, I can become a better leader, So it was those interpersonal skills. And anybody watching this podcast, please go out. If you're not familiar with interpersonal skills, research them. It's a long list of them. You can go on Google interpersonal skills. And I challenge you every day to try to work on developing an interpersonal skill. Mm-hmm. Not only will it make you a tremendous transformational leader, but it'll make you a better person in life.
Better person, yes.
In every aspect of your day. Interpersonal skills is what helped me get to where I am.
And, along with interpersonal skills, you have to know who you are to even have it, to even do that interpersonal skills. And being able to communicate with others. Let's be real. There's some leaders out there, they don't know how to communicate.
Right. Well, there's a lot of leaders out there that, and listen, I'm loving this conversation. Leadership is an action, not a position.
Come on, listen, I got to let you say that one more time for the people in the back.
Leadership is an action. Leadership is an action, not a position.
It's an action. It's not a title or position. Listen, that's why, and I'm going Bible here. That's why David took over Saul's spot, because Saul had failed to be a transformational leader.
Right.
And so he lost his reign. He lost his title, per se. He had a title, but he didn't have anointing. And so you can be in a leadership position and have no influence.
Right. Listen, and I tell people all the time, I'm right now, give me a little bit less of the credit and more of the blame. That's just where I am. I'm just, listen, I just feel like I want to be a person who develops other people, and it always is a positive influence on, hey, if I'm a leader, it's because I'm the first person there and I'm the last person to leave. That type of leadership is where I am now. I don't need the notoriety. I don't need the accolades. I just want to be a person. Whenever you're around me, you're soaking up the positivity. You
want to serve. You want to serve people, and that is part of being a transformational leader.
Right.
Another thing that I realized when I started looking at those people in my mind, like I mentioned, Obama, Dr. Martin Luther King, we could say Nelson Mandela. I mean, it's so many people. But when I think about transformational leaders and what made them that, their ability to have vision and to be able to articulate the vision with clarity. Now, you cannot really say you're a leader if you can't tell me what the purpose is. You're frozen, Dr. Mays. All right, audience, we had a little technical hiccup, but that's okay. We're going to keep on moving.
Yeah, let's get it. Let's get it. Man.
I don't even remember my point that I was making. Do you remember what I was saying? I don't even remember what I was saying.
Goodness.
But we were talking about, I know, those things, the characteristics of a transformational leader. Oh, I remember. One thing that sticks out to me is being able to tell your goals with clarity. having purpose. And if you as a leader cannot clarify a vision to me and make me understand my role within your vision, then I can't say there's going to be any transformation going on because I don't know where I'm going.
Right.
I mean, really, I have worked with people who are in leadership, and everybody in the whole institution is confused and don't know what move they're making. They come in, everybody running like chicken with the head cut off. Why?
Right.
Because that's not leadership.
Right.
Leadership can clarify, this is what I want to do. This is why I want to do it. This is what I propose of how we can get it done. But if there's someone else who has some ideas, please bring it, because a transformational leader is also open-minded and creative.
Listen, man, when you talk about that room of people and you talk about that, I think of, and God just sent this to me, if I'm the smartest person in the room, I'm in the wrong room.
In the wrong room.
Because you always want to be in a situation where you can learn. And the problem in that room of confusion that you were talking about is you got everybody in there thinking they're the number one person on the pedestal, not willing to listen. In that situation, all you got to say is, hey, let's get some ideas down. Let's get some ideas down and let's work together. That's all you have to do in that situation. But like I said, people think that a leader is a person. And another one, a boss says go, a leader says let's go.
This got to be God. I was just about to ask you to clarify boss and leader. I tell people all the time, it's funny, like when I'm a teacher and someone say,
right.
Our boss said, I said, who? I don't have a boss.
Right.
I don't have a boss.
That's right. That's right.
The principal, I said, no, the principal's not my boss.
That's right.
No, we don't do boss. And I'm nobody's boss.
That's right.
So say that statement again.
A boss says go. A leader says, let's go.
Let's go. Let's do it together.
Right.
A leader says, let's do it together. A boss who is not a leader will say, you do that. It's a dictatorship.
Right.
Leaders have the most influence because they are able to be a servant leader, as you mentioned before.
That's right. That's right. And that's why transformational leadership means so much to me, because let's be honest, all forms of leadership are wrapped up in there, because to be a great transformational leader, you have to at some point, maybe not mastered, but maybe involved yourself in different forms of leadership to be transformational.
And leaders, real leaders, people will follow you without you even saying anything.
That's right. That's right. It's because they know that you're willing to do what you're asking them to do.
Right. And you have their best interest at heart. I've worked for recently here someone who is a transformational leader, and he could just about ask me whatever in that school, and I'm gonna do it. Why? Because I see him serving.
Right.
And he respects the opinions of every teacher in that building.
Right.
So we're not, on this hierarchy. We are in this together.
That's right.
And so when you see it as that, you don't mind being submissive.
That's right.
Now I'm going to take it to a home base for the people in the back that may not understand the educational base of the order of family. You hear so many women say, well, I'm not going to submit to my husband. Well, you don't understand submission.
Right.
Submission is power that you know how to contain.
Right.
It's not that you don't have any. It's that you understand order. And so someone who, if your husband is a leader, he's going to include you anyway.
That's right.
The decisions that are being made. And so you'll feel comfortable with saying, okay, because he's going to listen to your opinion. It's a we're in this type of thing. I just had to do that because, leadership is all kind of I just had to go there, Doc.
Oh, no, listen, I love it because, like I said, I love my wife, and that's the type of relationship that we have. And it's like that. She knows that I have her back 110%. And I just love, let's get it all out, man, so we can work together. It's two is better than one. We can do this
and
together.
submission is not something that's a lower rank. It's just not. It's a getting in there together, and all leaders have somebody who's gonna follow.
That's right.
Parenting, same thing. With parenting, I don't just make a decision about my children. I include them.
Right.
I include them. Is this what you would like to do?
Right.
And then I advise and counsel.
That's right.
But parents who are just saying, you're going to do it this way and that's that way or the highway, you're going to lose your children.
Yeah.
They're not going to follow that because now you have become transactional.
Yeah. Especially kids these days, man. These kids these days are very, very intelligent.
Yeah. And mentioning transactional, that's the type of leadership I'm seeing a lot too. You do for me, I do for you. It's a transaction.
Yeah.
Where's the heart?
Right.
For the people that you're leading. I'm just going there. I'm just on a pedestal, going on a soapbox.
No. I love it because you got to think about it. I don't have a lot of people to talk to about these things. Nobody's really thinking about it like we're thinking about it. I'm loving this conversation.
But it has to be something that people want to follow.
Right.
So can you tell a little bit about your story? I know you have one of how you even came. I know you said something about the leadership, how you saw interpersonal skills, but was there anything else that kind of reeled you in to this transformational leadership platform that you have?
When I was on this journey of, quitting those jobs and going back to school full time, you hear about the successful times of completing the degrees, but you don't hear about the struggle. I hate to say it, I ended up losing my apartment at one point. I was homeless several times. I was pretty much homeless through the whole master's degree and the first part of the doctorate. Mm-hmm. I had a young son that I would care for. I get him on the weekends, and I would, stay in extended stay hotels and stuff. I would, work little jobs the best I could, being in school full time at my age at that time. Mm-hmm. And it was just a struggle. And there was no guarantee that anything successful would happen once I finished those degrees. There was nobody promising that. There's no promise in that, but, but I just felt like that God wouldn't bring me this far and turn his back on me.
No,
I felt like, I just felt like, being homeless was a part, so I could appreciate or understand what a person goes through when they say they're homeless. Everybody's not homeless like you think. It's different situations.
That's right. That's right.
And he put me through that. He put me through struggling to make $10 last 2 weeks and eat the best I could. Now I understand finances a lot better. I understand, how to manage my credit a lot better. So it's like everything he put me through was like a training.
Yeah.
And it was a training. And the transformational leadership it's just an outcome of everything I went through, is why now I want to see everyone reach their full potential, because I feel like once you hit rock bottom, there's only one way you can go, and that's up.
And so when you just said you just want to see everybody else do well, that's another characteristic of a transformational leader, someone who empowers others.
Right.
A true leader wants to see people get to their highest capacity in whatever they're doing. They don't want to pull you down. They don't want to stop you. I've even seen, I've been in schools where people will want to move on to a higher position, and the principal blocks it. Because they don't want to release them.
Listen,
And that's not leadership. That's dictatorship. Now I will tell you this. Pharaoh didn't want to let the people go.
right. That's right.
And he ultimately reached his demise. Him and
That's right.
all the people that was with him, all the armies that were with him.
That's right.
Because he didn't want to let the people go.
Right.
You don't have any, please believe, if you're in leadership, you don't have any reason to control anybody. If someone wants to be better, our job as leaders is to help them get there, not hold them back for your own benefit. I don't care. Okay, there I go again, doctor.
No, but listen, when you say these things, it makes me think about, what we're talking about. When you talk about the principal holding the person back, but you understand a transformational leader wants that person to become an administrator, wants that person to also become a principal, because they're just going to go take the next person and bring them up.
That's it.
Leaders develop more leaders. A transformational leader loves for a person to come in as a substitute or as a student teacher and become an administrator. They love to see that, because now they're going to go get the next person that nobody doesn't believe in, or somebody that doesn't even believe in themselves, is going to transform them into somebody great. We love that as transformational leaders, to see people move on and go and give them a good recommendation when they go.
That's it. But I'm telling you, we've got to shift our thinking of leadership. We've really, and I'm particularly honing in on African Americans for this moment right here, is because we have a history of oppression. And when you, as an African American leader, evoke oppression on another African American, that is, to me, one of the worst things you can do.
That's right.
Knowing the history of African Americans in this country, the United States of America. I'm just saying, I mean, transformational leadership is the way to go for any ethnic group, but particularly I'm saying this to Black people. And I can say this because I'm Black.
Right.
Stop oppressing people. Stop doing that. Lead from a place of love.
Right.
Because guess what? God doesn't lead us from any other place but love.
That's right.
He lets you make choice.
That's right.
Now, whatever choice you make, there are consequences that go with them. Right. But he's going to let you decide. That's and right. So leadership leads that way, real leadership. Were you going to say something, Doctor?
Listen, once again, just to be on your platform and, just to hear the realness coming out of you and to be able to tell my story, it just lets me know that God has me I'm on the correct journey right now. I'm on the right path because I'm connecting and meeting people, special people like you, and being able to, be on platforms and talk about the spirit of seeing other people do great things, not about myself, not about me. It's all about seeing other people start to believe in themselves. And hopefully, when these people believe in themselves and I help them, they're going to help somebody. They're going to help somebody. They're going to help somebody. And it's just, that's what's going to change things. Putting yourself on the back burner,
Well, I know. God doesn't make any mistakes. And when he makes the connecting point, it's for a reason. He made this connecting point, of which you and I, either one, didn't know was going to occur. And so I can tell you, I don't even have to hope what you're doing is going to transform some lives. I know it is. I know it is, or God wouldn't even orchestrated this. Yeah. So I would say to you, keep doing what you're doing. I have gone to your page many mornings and seen a quote or something You and I do the same thing on our pages, actually. That's why I know it's amazing. But quotes that really stick out to me about leadership.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't a leader doesn't have to go around and say, listen, I'm a leader. I'm
That's
a
right.
leader. You see me? I'm a leader.
That's
No.
right.
I say all the time, the best leaders are leaders incognito.
That's right.
The best leaders.
That's right. And that's where I want to be. Somebody asked me the other day, they said, well, you've done a lot of great things. What's your greatest accomplishment? And I say the next one.
There you go. The next
Yeah.
one. Because
Yeah. I'm not.
that's another thing. Let's touch on this. When you're in leadership, you have to know how to receive the accolades and keep it moving.
Mm-hmm.
Do not get stuck in a place of thinking that this happened because of you. You're only as good as the people who are following you.
That's right. That's right. And it's so important to realize that and to, just focus on helping people. Don't focus on, trying to be in the limelight and trying to get attention and awards and all these different things. Just like you said, incognito, do great things. And that's why I say, do something for somebody and don't tell anybody that you did it. Start learning how to do things from the heart.
Yes. And with this social media where everybody's trying to tell you what they're doing for somebody else.
Right.
But
That's
the
right.
Bible says, if that's you, you have already received your just reward. Don't look for anything else.
That's it. That's it.
So if you're one of those that get on there and just I gave them this and I gave them that. That's all you're gonna get.
That's it. That's it. And that's so true. And I just try to live by that every day to look, help as many people as you can, share these things on Facebook, share other people's accomplishments. And you never believe how many people come to my inbox and just thank me like, hey, I don't even know you, but I can't believe you shared that. And I mean, do you know me? Like, no, I don't know you, but you deserve recognition for that. I'm proud of you. I don't have to know you to be proud of you, And that's just
right.
And I wasn't always like that. I used to be like, oh wow, well I could do that, or coming from a jealous place. You know what I'm saying? Like it fills your body. And I'm glad that I'm not like that anymore. I want to see other people do great things. And in turn, I get to meet people like you, and I get to spread this positive message that I think many people can benefit from.
Yes. And you have also written a book. Am I correct?
Yes, I have. Man, it's called Leadership Skills from a Former Follower, a Blueprint for Success. And it talks about my story. It talks about, things I've been through. It talks about how to, be better within your organization, how to be a better person, how to learn from your mistakes, how to rise to the top. It's a research over and over again, and like it means a lot to me. And I actually, believe it or not, when God came to me, people were telling me that I needed to write a book, and I would always say, story's not done. I was only saying it because I was intimidated by a book. But God came to me one day and told me, write your book. And I wrote that book in 7 days.
Wow.
And I found the publisher. They found me, I found them, and it got published a month later. Me not knowing that that's not the norm for a book. I had no idea. I didn't know, but it happened that quick.
Because you followed what God told you to do.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. That's amazing. You also have a nonprofit, don't you?
Yes, I do. It's the Minority Recreational Leadership Academy. And recreation means a lot to me, as an African American male, for us to, participate in the rec and to be physically fit and to be active and to be sociable and to try to help professionals in that realm, be great. And that's what it's all about. And it's once again another organization where I just try to highlight others. That's all it's about, is me highlighting other people's accomplishments. That's what I do.
Well, I am, even just meeting you face to face for this first time, I am proud of you. Let me tell you why. It is not often that a Black man steps out in this manner to teach leadership. Because believe it or not, everybody needs some kind of training in leadership.
Right.
Everybody does. And the best leaders have also got to be followers at some point in their lives. You have to be able to serve and come under submission of someone else before you even know what leadership is.
That's right. That's right.
So we gotta, I commend you for that. And I'm hoping that you are also training other young people, little people, because we need our little people, yes, we do, our children, to be leaders. They're not too young to be leaders.
They're not. And
they're not.
And I just try to teach people that, hey, if you want to become a leader, stop calling yourself a leader and just start acting. Be the first person. Yeah, be the first person there, last person to leave. Give suggestions, listen to people, encourage people. Say, hey, what what you said today, that was awesome. Can you give a little bit more on that? I was intrigued with that. Just make people feel special, because when you make people feel special, you'll bring something out of them that they didn't even know they had in them.
That's right. And everybody, I repeat, everybody is smart somewhere. Everybody is special. You're not going to be able to tell me any different.
That's right.
Everybody has something they can contribute. Everybody.
I can't believe you said that. I can't believe you just said that, because when you say that, it makes me think about when we come together as teams, right? Teamwork makes the dream work.
Mm-hmm.
When leaders want to get rid of other leaders, they do things like highlighting areas that people are weak in, and putting the focus on that and getting them out of there. But a transformational leader, or somebody who has empathy, is going to say, okay, you do 1, 2, and 5 good. You're going to do 1, 2, and 5, and you're going to shadow me when I'm doing 3, 6, 8, 9, and 10.
That's right.
So now you're shadowing me in the things that you're weak in. You're slowly getting stronger. You've mastered 1, 2, and 5, but everything else you're getting stronger in, because I'm there leading from behind and putting you in situations to be successful. Before you know it, they're good in 1 through 10. We could do that as leaders if we want to.
Yeah, if you want to. The problem is that narcissistic spirit that some of these folk have.
Right.
You want a title.
Right.
You want a title. And that's not going to do it. We need some leaders to stand up in every area: arts and entertainment, education, medical field, politics. We need leaders to stand up, in the real leaders. We're the real leaders. Please stand up.
Oh, that sounds like a book. You need to write that book. You need to write that book. That's a book title there.
Stand up. Stop. Really. Stop being weak leaders. You're weak. You're not strong. If you're around here cracking a whip to try to make people do something, you are weak.
That's right.
A strong leader don't even have to open their mouth.
That's right.
They just have to lead by example.
Lead by example.
I can't tell you how many weak leaders I've been under.
I really
wasn't under. I was over them. They just didn't know it. I had an over them mindset. I'm serious. I had an over them mindset because they was weak. They were weak.
Right.
But the strong leaders, Dr. Marcy, got up under the vision and followed suit. The strong ones.
That's right. That's right. Man, amen.
So, I'm just saying what I'm saying, and I ain't taking it back.
No, listen, speak it, man, because we need that, just the consistency, the confidence. I mean, come on, that's what we need,
Yes, and I just believe the work that you're doing is going to help. It's going to help not only transform the people, but the people make up the world. So that's the ultimate goal, to transform the world.
That's it.
Which is also a goal of the connecting point. That's why I know you're supposed to be on here.
I love it. Love it.
Now, Dr. Mays, how can someone contact you or purchase a book or whatever? How can they reach you for speaking engagements, for whatever?
If you want to purchase my book, it's on Barnes & Noble and Amazon, the major platforms. It's called Leadership Skills from a Former Follower, A Blueprint for Success. If you want me to come speak or mentor or, be on your podcast and just spread some positivity, you can reach me at leadership@mrlainfo.com.
Audience, there you have it. Now, you can't say we're not giving it to you. Did we ask you for any money? No, we just gave it to you today. You got the characteristics, and all you got to do is take it a little further. Go buy his book, okay, so that you can get better at being a leader. And everybody has a point in their lives where they're going to have to lead.
That's right.
Will the real leaders please stand up?
Stand up.
Now, like I say every week, if you would like to be a part of a discussion with me on the connecting point, just reach out to me at drmarcyts@gmail.com. You can also join the Connecting Point for Creators group on Facebook. We love to have you. It's just a point of contact, of networking, promoting, and receiving inspiration to carry on throughout the week. Also, this show airs on Tuesday nights on YouTube, what else? Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram TV, on Wednesday nights at KBCN TV, Spotify, and Anchor. All that I ask you to do is click, like, and share. Why do I need you to share this? Is because God needs you to share this to transform the world. We want to impact the world. So people need to hear these conversations. All right. Now, Doctor, I forgot to do this. I like to leave not a connected point, a point to ponder for the audience. So you get that opportunity today. What would you like to leave the audience pondering on?
I want you to ponder on, as an individual, what can I do to help someone else grow? What can I do to help someone else grow? It's not about myself. What can I do to help someone who lacks confidence, who lacks the knowledge, who lacks the information? What can I do to help someone get better? And I want you to reach out to that person, help that person, mentor that person, and try your best to help that person become the best they can be in life, in profession, as a sibling, as a spouse. That's what I want you to ponder. What can I do to help someone get better?
I love it. What can I do to help someone get better? And all of us can help somebody. Dr. Mays, thank you again for this opportunity to speak with you. And Godspeed, my friend.
Thank you.
Go full speed ahead. And audience, until we get this moment again, peace and blessings. Bye-bye.